update you guys. It's because I haven't made a YouTube video in like the past 8 months, and 8 months is a long time. 8 months is almost as long as it takes you to grow a human inside of you and give birth. Speaking in terms of your life, a lot of things can occur in 8 months, and a lot of things have. Oh, by the way, my name is Serena. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you've never been here before. I always feel the need to say that at the beginning of every video, but I feel like I need to welcome you all back and say hi and be like, how are you? What is up? How is it going? Because it's been so long and I miss making videos. Because I just would feel weird if I just come out with a video and I'm like, hey, by the way, I'm back. But like, we're not even gonna talk about all of the crazy stuff that's happened between then and now. So that's what this video is. I have written down everything that I want to talk about in this notebook because I have a tendency to just like ramble and ramble and ramble. And we're not gonna do that today. We have notes, we have steps, we have guides, we know what we're doing. So this whole thing started when I left to go to basic training in September of 2019. For me, the overall experience at basic training was, I don't want to say enjoyable because like it's basic training, it's not enjoyable. I think there were a lot of parts that were fun. I learned a lot, and I don't really look back and think like that was a horrible time in my life. I hated it, this and that. I feel like it was very educational and it helped me grow a lot as a person. I'm very grateful for the experience. So one of the questions I always get asked, especially by people who've never been to basic or anything like it, they say, what is it like to live with 50 other girls? That is probably the worst part of basic training. And it's not even that they were annoying, because honestly, my flight, we were flight 780. They were pretty freaking cool. It's all relative because it's all your own experience, but I have heard horror stories about girls going to basic and the cattiness, the drama, the pettiness, the attitudes. I mean, it all goes on, right? But I don't feel like our flight had that big of a problem. If there were problems like that, I usually was not involved in them because I'm the type of person who, I like to be friends with everyone. I want to get along with everyone. I'm a Libra. Yeah, I just think overall, like, it wasn't really that bad living with that many girls. The only thing was the freaking showers. I just would prefer to shower alone, I guess. But like, you know, you give up your right to do that when you join the military. We had one MTI. She was a badass. Like, that's the only way I can describe her. She was so cool and she loved Disney music. And the 6th week of training is when you take your test to graduate. So you take your final fitness test and you take your end of course test, which is a test over all the written things that you learn in class. And that morning, our MTI came in and she woke us up by blasting The Circle of Life from The Lion King. And I just remember being so happy that morning, and like, I just woke up in such a good mood. I was like so excited. I was like, yeah, we're gonna go get it today. Like, let's go, guys. I love Disney music so much, and I remember telling my parents before I left, I was like, I'm not gonna get to watch Disney movies or listen to Disney music in like 2 months. Little did I know that we would have an MTI who likes Disney music and let us listen to it occasionally. So that was really, really awesome. My favorite thing to talk about is embarrassing moments from basic training, because we all have them. We all F up on the daily. I think I had an embarrassing moment every hour of the day I was there. We were at Beast. And if you guys don't know what Beast is, it's a week of training where they send you out into a deployment simulated environment. So it kind of looks like what it would be like if you were deployed somewhere. And I'm not gonna lie to you, that was the worst week of basic training. I hated it. And I think it's so funny because there's like 2 types of people. There's like the type that loved it and the type that freaking hated it and wanted to go home the minute they got there. And that was me. We kept having this drill. And the drill, to explain it like really shortly, basically in this drill, you were woken up from sleep. You have all this stuff you have to put on in 30 seconds and get down to the shelter because we're getting attacked. And it was so funny because I remember waking up, getting my stuff on. I was the first one in my tent that had my stuff on. I just felt like, oh yeah, like I was born for this. I was made for this. Like, I am a warrior. I was like so hyped. I run out of the tent down into the hardened shelter, and I'm the first one there. So it's me and the cadre, the guy who's in charge of watching all of us do this drill. And I'm running down the stairs. I have a hold of the guardrail because if you don't hold on to the guardrail, they yell at you. So I have a hold of the guardrail. I'm running down the stairs. I trip and I fall. And I would have just fallen like all the way down the stairs head first. But because I had a hold of this guardrail, I fell and then I swung under the guardrail and was just hanging there like a sloth. And the cadre is at the top of the stairs and he's like, that right there is why we use the handrail. And I'm like, just leave me alone to die. I think it's only embarrassing to me because I was so hype. I was really talking myself up, telling myself that I was such a warrior. I was born for this. I was made for this. Like everyone who said, Serena, you're never gonna make it in the military, I was like, haha, if they could see me now. And then I was like, yeah, if they could see me now. I think the overall experience of basic training really did change me as a person. The me before I went to basic was, I mean, we're still very similar, very much the same. I just think I became a much stronger, more resilient person, and I'm really, really grateful for that because I think that is one of my favorite qualities about myself now, is that I'm very resilient and things don't bother me as much as they used to, and I can get through a lot more than I thought I ever could. Okay, tech school is kind of the place where, at least at first for me, the changes that were made to you during basic training start coming to the surface. When basic training was over and we got to see our families for the weekend, I very quickly feel like I was reverted back to my old self. I was acting the same way I would talk to my parents because you're just so excited to see them. Everything kind of feels like it goes back to normal for a minute because you finally get to see like some form of normalcy. You haven't really been put in situations where the ways that you have changed will be put to the test or will come to the surface and show you just how much you've changed. And I think that is why I really struggled with my new kind of, I guess, identity as I was going to tech school, because it was like everything that I had learned and everything that had changed me so much from the inside out was coming to the surface when I was finally on my own. It's kind of like college. I would say the experience seemed very college-like, but it's the military version of college. So you have more rules, you have curfews, you go to school all day and you work all day just like, you know, any other normal military job, but you are training and you're learning your job. When I first got to tech school, I really hated it there. I really just wanted to be that person that was like, get in, get out as fast as possible, make no friends, no connections. Like I was there to learn, train, do my job, and I just wanted to be done. I just wanted to go back home and be with my family and my friends and everything that I knew. I remember one day I was in class and this guy in my class just randomly out of the blue like decided he wanted to talk to me, and then like one thing kind of led to another and he asked me to hang out, and him and I became really good friends. He was one of my best friends that I had while I was going to tech school. We would hang out, we would study together. I ended up becoming friends with some of his other friends, some of the best people that I've ever met in my life, and I'll remember them for the rest of my life. I actually got my first tattoo while I was at tech school, and it was with this group of friends, and they were all going to get tattoos. I wanted to get a tattoo, and so we were all just like, yeah, let's go. I just feel like I had more fun with these people at tech school in the short amount of time that I was at tech school than I did all of college, all of high school. It's crazy that you meet people from all over the country who you have so much more in common with and you get along with better than people that you've known your whole life. I also became like best friends with the guy who lived in the dorm next to me, and he is like a whole video in himself. I could make like a whole entire video about him. He quickly became my best friend in the entire world. We had so much fun together. I just know that God puts you in certain places and he orchestrates things for a reason, and I really do think that this person in particular, I was just meant to meet. It was just so like meant to be. From the path that he came from and his training in the Air Force and mine, they were just so different, and like it was so random and crazy that we would have ever been at this tech school at the same time, or that we would have even like lived next to each other. And so I just feel like I was meant to meet him. We were meant to become best friends, and I'm really, really grateful. I think I'm most grateful that I met him because he is the best person in the entire world, and he changed my life forever. Like my life is forever different from meeting him, and I think there's certain people in your life that you meet that are like that. It just makes everything that came before it, the picking out your job and going to basic training, just like worth it. I even said this in my video right before I left. I said, you know, you can regret a lot of things. You can regret the times that you did things. I used to really regret not joining sooner when I was like first out of high school, and I was like, I could be a couple years in now and I would have my job training done and I would, you know, have maybe my life more together. But then I was thinking, you can't regret those things, because if you wouldn't have done it the way you did it, you wouldn't have met the people that you met. And for me, I love people. I love meeting people. I love making friends. I care about people so much. I get so attached to people. And so every single person that I've met in my journey of being in the Air Force, I'm so grateful for. I'm so grateful that I met them. And it wouldn't have happened that way if I would have joined sooner. Overall, I think tech school, in a word, was, and I know people are like, how can you say this about tech school? Because tech school, everyone says, is going to be the worst part of your Air Force career. Like, even basic is better than tech school, is what I've heard. I would say that tech school is really fun. I met so many people, I experienced so many new things, we went so many places, did so many things. I became more independent, and I became aware of what I wanted out of life, and I knew that what I wanted wasn't what I had going for me in my life, I guess, if that makes any sense. Then that brings us to the part of the video that I didn't really want to talk about. I just feel like when things happen between two people who are in a relationship, it should stay between those two people. I really do feel like the only way to fully move on and move past it and just like not bring it up or talk about it anymore on this channel specifically, but also just everywhere on social media, is to talk about it and to just let it be what it is. So I did end my 7-year relationship. It was a committed relationship. We were engaged. We were actually going to be getting married this summer, and now we're not. I like really don't want to cry in this video. When I first got back, a lot of people, when I would see them for the first time, they wanted to know what happened. They heard about it, but they wanted to know from me what happened. And I just remember like getting so much anxiety, and like every single time I would see someone I knew who like knew the two of us, I would just get anxiety that they were just gonna ask about it, and I didn't want to talk about it, and I don't want to talk about it. He had told me that he wasn't happy, and I knew that I wasn't happy, and so though I was the one who like said that things were over and did things, I think that it really was a mutual thing. Why am I crying? I think there was like a long time where I wanted certain things about him to change, and the thing is, it's like the person I'm with forever, he loves everything about me. Like, that's just how I see it. Like, he loves everything about me. He loves everything that I do, everything that I am, and he wouldn't want me any other way than the way that I already am. And I think that he deserves that too. I don't think that if you're sitting around waiting for him to change, I don't think that's fair to him either, because someday he's gonna find someone who loves everything about him and doesn't want him any other way than the way that he is. And that's what he deserves, and that's what I deserve, and I just didn't feel like we could give that to each other anymore. In this season of like doubt, really took steps of faith, especially when it came to what God was telling me to do. At the end of it all, we just weren't happy with each other anymore. And that's all I could really say about it. All I have in my heart is love for this person, and I care about them very deeply, and I'm always going to care about them very deeply. And that brings me to part 4, which is like, what the heck are you gonna do with the rest of your life, Serena? Like, where do you go from here? Like, you're back from training, what are you gonna do? When you have all these life plans, right? You have like everything lined up, what you're gonna do, where you're gonna go, where you're gonna live, who you're gonna live with, when you're getting married, all this stuff like lined up, and then it all just kind of goes out the window. You really have to start over. You have a blank page. I would think that I would be nervous, scared, anxious about that like everything kind of left and was gone and there were no plans, but I'm actually more excited than I am anxious. I'm more excited that now my life has become just this blank page, and I can make it anything that I want it to be. I can do anything I want to do. I can go anywhere I want to go. And to be honest with you, to be completely blatantly honest with you, I don't know where I want to go from here. I know I want to finish college because I'm very close to finishing college, but that's all I know for right now. I don't know if I want to go to graduate school after college. I don't know if I want to move away after college. I don't know if I want to go to graduate school in another state, if I want to try to get a job, if I want to try to get a job what I'm doing in the Air Force. I just have so many opportunities, and I'm very grateful for that. I'm very grateful that in this moment I do have so many opportunities to do new things. Once this pandemic in our country is over and we can venture outside of our homes, I'm really excited for what the future holds, and I don't know what that looks like. Specifically, it could be a lot of different things, but I'm very excited for the future. And I'm really excited for the future of this YouTube channel because I have so many video ideas that I want to make for you guys, and I'm just like so excited to finally get to sit down and film a video and get this out so that we can keep on making more videos, because I do have a lot of free time now that we are all quarantined in our homes. If you guys are still watching this video, because I imagine it's gonna be super long because I ramble. I stuck to the notebook and I still rambled. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for sticking around, because I know it has been a hot minute since I have made a YouTube video, and I promise you guys it's not gonna be like that probably ever again. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I hope you guys are staying safe, staying inside, washing your hands, doing all the things. I'll see you guys soon with another YouTube video. Bye!